So today's project is this GAL car panel. So this panel came off of an old Southern elevator, and I actually got to see this elevator while it was being modernized. Got a pretty cool video on kind of a behind the scenes look at the elevator that this came from. Be sure to check out that video if you're interested. Now as for this panel, it has been saved for the Elevator Museum, and you'll notice that it is not in the greatest shape. It's quite dirty and definitely needs some cleaning. And of course, as all my other projects are, we will be wiring it up to make it work. For this particular project, each of the floor buttons will light up, and pushing the alarm will set off some sort of sound. So something kind of interesting about this panel is it has a fire service light, but no fire service controls. So to enable this light, I'm thinking this key switch, when you turn it to the light setting, will turn this on. So this should be a rather simple project, just a quick cleaning and wiring. The only other thing I'm going to try to do is fill in this Southern logo. All of the kind of black infill has fallen out, so I'm going to see what I can do about this to make it look a little bit better. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. So let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. So this is the back of the panel, and it is a humongous mess of wires at the moment. We will be fixing that soon. Inside the box, there's not a whole lot to see. So starting up here, this is the emergency light. We're missing the emergency light part, so we won't be hooking that up. Just this little piece here. So here are all of the key switches and buttons, and we've seen these before. Obviously I will be taking all these wires off, but one thing to note is right in here, this is a little beeper, and this is currently hooked into the fire service light, so they're connected in parallel. We're going to repurpose this beeper to the alarm button. So when you push the alarm button, this will go off. As for the buttons, if I pop one of these out here, we can see that this is a 12 PSB bulb, so these are 12 volts, which means we can use the 9-volt battery to make them light up. I just hope none of them are burned out. But this should be a fairly simple wiring job, so I'm gonna get started with taking all the wires off. So while wiring this, I ran across a small issue. This top button here had one of these yellow LEDs in it, and it didn't really work well with the 9-volt battery. I don't have any more 12 PSBs on me, so we're gonna sacrifice the one from the fire service light and put it in here. So I'm thinking with that, the fire service light at the moment is not going to work just because I need another bulb and I don't have one. So now the wiring is complete, and if we tip it up here, you'll see when I push the buttons, they light up, and if I hit the alarm, the little beeper goes off. So now that that's done, I'm gonna start focusing on the restoration. So you'll notice here on the buttons, they're kinda dirty, kinda crusty. So I'm gonna take all of the buttons off, and I'm gonna clean the buttons that are needed, because some of these definitely don't push as well as they could. So I'll clean the buttons out, and then I will clean the plate down, put the buttons back on, give the plate one final wipe down, and then fill in this Southern logo. And then before obviously putting this all back together, I'm going to mount this battery box a little bit better because it's just kind of sitting here for testing. So here I've taken off all of the buttons, and this is what the plate looks like now. So I'm gonna do a quick clean down of this, and it should definitely look a lot better. So I finished cleaning up the panel, and it definitely looks a lot better. So I'm gonna put all this back in the panel, wire everything up how I want it, stick it on the box, and fill this in. And now this project is complete. And you can see it definitely looks a lot better now than when I started. So first of all, we have the Southern Elevator logo that's nice and filled back in, and that looks a lot better. It's the stop switch, it doesn't do anything. The alarm, it runs that beeper. The door buttons don't do anything except press, and then the 5 floor buttons light up when they're pressed. And then up here are all the key switches, and then the emergency light. So this was a nice, quick, easy project to restore this GAL panel back into a better condition and get it lighting up. Hope you enjoyed this quick and simple video. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.